on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So this is a very special one today. Some of you guys already know what's about to be up. So essentially, I just want to take this time to introduce you all to both of my new amps, a Fortin Meshuggah and an armored Amplification Sentinel. One of these, you probably know exactly what it is. This guy, you may not know exactly what it is. So these amps just showed up this week. It's a weird time for me. I'm about to be moving, so I don't really have the time to do a deep dive with these amps yet. I will, but what I did do was go ahead and record a mixed track with both of them, and you'll hear both of these amps in a bunch of different combinations. But to kind of just talk you through these amps real quick, let's start with the Fortin because it's simple. A bunch of you guys probably already know most of what there is to know about this amp. This is the amp that the Fortin Nameless plugin is based off of, unofficially. And it is just a monster. There are some people who have bad things to say about this amp because essentially what it is a Jose modded plexi, but at the same time it sounds freaking killer. Meshuggah is definitely within my top 5 favorite bands, and even if it's just for the novelty of owning one, there was a very limited number of these amps that were made, and I'm pretty proud to own one. And I bought it at a price that I'm sure I could sell it for, but I'm beginning to think that it's probably going to stay here for the long haul, and this might be my amp, my lifer amp. I'm hoping that's going to be the case anyway. It sounds super great. 2 separate gain controls. It has a low input and a high input. When you're in the high input, you have access to both of these controls. There's a push-pull gain knob. So with it pushed in, you get it loud. It's louder and like fatter. Pulled out, you lose some volume, but it also tightens up a bit. Everything that you're about to hear of this amp, the gain switch was pulled out, so it's a little bit tighter. And then yeah, so the armored amplification Sentinel. So there's been a few armored amplification things on my channel so far. I got in contact with James, who owns armored amplification. He's in the Air Force. Some of you all know that I'm in the Army. So the idea of helping the guy builds airplanes, repairs airplanes, let's say. So the idea of working with him and for me, just the idea of trying some new stuff was awesome, and I'm glad to be able to highlight some of that new stuff here. But essentially, this amp is, I'm not even sure, 100 or 120 watts. I think it's a 100 watt amp. That doesn't really matter to me. What matters to me is that it sounds great, and it freaking does. But yeah, it's a 3-channel, pretty much 2.5 channel amp, because you have a crystal clean channel here, and then you have 2 separate lead channels that are essentially voiced the same way, but you can set it up differently. And what is super cool about this, well, obviously it has a whole bunch of different little switches down at the bottom that you can play with to adjust the tone. But what is super cool to me is that James also teamed up with Jordan Gale of Highwind Amplification to include 2 of my favorite pedals built directly into this amp. The one that everyone is familiar with, the Highwind Amplification Direwolf, which is a super awesome overdrive. It's like a TS-808 style pedal, but it boosts a heck of a lot. And then what is also built into this amp is what is actually my absolute favorite noise gate ever, the Highwind Amplification Phalanx. So this is one of those Zool style gates where it has a key input. That is not present on the Sentinel, but at the same time, the gate is fast and accurate. It closes super quickly, and I'm a great fan of it. But yeah, probably won't happen here because, like I said, I'm about to move and I'm working on that right now. But you will hear in-depth playthroughs of both of these amps. But for right now, you can consider this like the first little piece of a comparison I'm going to do between these amps. This amp is legendary already. Like, I mean, it's a new thing, but Meshuggah uses it. It's freaking awesome. But I am extremely happy to say that yes, my Sentinel absolutely kept up. But we're here for y'all. The whole purpose of this is for y'all to hear that for yourselves. So you let me know what you think down in the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed, do that. I'd appreciate it. Take care.